You having problems memorizing your scales? Well, always start with C major because it's all of the white keys. And then you can think going 4 up would cause you to have to flat the 4th note of the new scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's F. So then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn that one into a black note. B into B flat. At this point, I start to see these shapes. I see these 4 shapes together, those 4 notes, and then we see these 4 notes at the end. These are called tetrachords. If we go into the next scale then, we can start on the 4th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're adding in 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, we want to flat the 4th note of the new one, and then we get B flat. We added E flat to that. There's the first tetrachord. There's the second tetrachord. I also start to see these different shapes a little bit like C, D, E flat. And then I see this shape more as the bottom of the F scale, which is the F major bottom tetrachord. And so sometimes I'm not exactly thinking of the B flat as being part of that, but I do think these 3 and then these 3. Going on, if we think of the E flat major scale, right away we're going to do our rule. B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the 4th note. We start a scale there, 1, 2, 3, 4, uh-oh, doesn't sound right. We want to lower that 1/2 step. And then we're getting that major scale sound. Furthermore, I look at these shapes. I kind of take out E flat. You could think, here's my first tetrachord. And then here's the next tetrachord. Kind of nice. Black, white, white, black, black, white, white, black. But then I also look at it this way. I see these 4. And then I also see a familiar shape of 3, which is just like in the B flat scale. That's kind of how I see E flat. These 4 and these 4, although we did find out that really cool tetrachord shape. Moving on in our circle of fourths, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in our new scale, and then we have A flat. But if we start a scale here using everything we've used before, A flat, B flat, B. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Sounds cool, but it's not major. Here's the major scale. All right, where did I leave off when the camera died? Well, let's just go over A flat again. So we got tetrachords. So this basically means you can think of the A flat in tetrachords. Black, black, white, black, black, white, white, black. And then this is the E flat major tetrachord. Or we can think of it in a little bit of a different way where I start to see these 3, because we do have to flat the 4th. And then we end up having that little 4 grouping that's kind of like F minor. Don't worry if you don't know that. So I see. And that is something that I also see other than the tetrachords. Going on to the next key, we have D flat. right away we can say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, first tetrachord. Second tetrachord, same as A flat. Every time we learn a scale, we're learning half of another scale. Think about that. It's like cheating. Ooh, that brings me to my next point. I see this as this grouping, and then this grouping. Okay, so, but then if I put it together, with D flat, I also think it's all of the black keys plus the 2 options to the right. Okay, going on to G flat, we're going to go and do the tetrachords first. And otherwise, I think I see these actually as they are. And then I don't see these 2 alone. But you could also see it like this. That group of 5 and then these 2. Another way you can think of G flat is just all of the black keys plus the outer options of the white keys. So if I'm going here, that's the lower option, that's the higher option. So I think of them as the outer options, the outer limits. Now going up to B major, there's our first tetrachord. There's our second tetrachord, which is like the same as the other one. All right, so now I think about this one right here. I see a grouping, and then I see this grouping. I also think with B, all of the black keys plus the lower 2 options of the white keys that you have available. So of course you start on B, and then that's the lower option when you're heading up. Going on to E major, there's our lovely tetrachord, and here's the B tetrachord. I also see these as these 4, kind of like an F sharp minor. And then I think of these. Going on, let's do A major. And A major has that tetrachord, and then right here's the first tetrachord, right here is the second tetrachord. And then we also have this shape happening, and then this shape. There's that F sharp minor shape again. Interesting. D major, okay? That's familiar. We're talking about the tetrachords. I should be talking about it. But let's talk about now. We have these 4, and then these 3. There's some of these shapes that overlap, just like the tetrachords. It's interesting. It's with when you include the 9 in, kind of works to see it. Now, finally, G major. Well, that's familiar. That's the top of C. And that's familiar because that's D. So now we know both sides because we've done all of those scales. And I'll tell you, there's nothing special. I just think it's got F sharp. I don't really split it up, although I guess I could say I do see the tetrachords a little bit. That helps me out. Okay, well, now I'm going to edit these videos for you, put them up, and now it has the above view. And so have a great day, everybody. Go practice your scales.